All right, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Spence here with Fresh Calling. I'd like to have a conversation today about the busy youth pastor. And I think this is one of those moments where just truthfully, I'm guilty of this just as much as everybody else that's watching this video, is that we pride ourselves in being busy. I mean, let's just be honest. We hide behind the word busy to try to prove our worth to other people, especially the people in our church or even to some of our colleagues and friends that are in other churches that whenever they call or whenever maybe a church member walks up to me, how are things going? And the very first thing we always say is, oh yeah, we're busy, or some version of that. And so I really want us to have an honest conversation. And I want to start by asking this question: are we really that busy? Now, rightfully so, we need to do everything we can to accomplish the work of the ministry. So we need to do everything we possibly can to idle hands, like keep those things moving. We don't need to be bored in what we do and how we go about doing. There is a passion in our hearts to serve the students. So I get that. But I don't think that we should fill a calendar to try to prove our worth to God or even to prove our worth to the people that we serve. I think there's a healthy medium, a healthy balance between not being lazy but overworking. There's a healthy balance to find. And I think a lot of it kind of rolls into the why. Why do we do it? Why are we so busy? And so I want to speak into this and just really kind of talk about how being busy doesn't necessarily equal effectiveness. Your effectiveness as a youth pastor is not by the calendar that you keep. The effectiveness, in my opinion, of the youth pastor is one, listening to the Lord, seeing the needs of the people around them, and then seeking to do that, to create moments or ministries or one-on-one conversations that help students move from point A to point B in their relationship with the Lord. For many of us, that kind of pride, and we could probably talk about that in another blog post about the pride of the youth pastor. But we need to really start thinking and stop carrying more than we're asked to carry. Jesus never once carried more than he was supposed to, and he was the Savior of the world. Yes, that man was busy, and yes, he did travel, but there was times of rest. There was times of refueling. There was times of connecting with his disciples relationally and hanging out with them. And so Jesus was an effective model of how is it to effectively do ministry but not be too busy or not hide behind the busy. And so we need to really do that on ourselves and stop carrying more than what we're supposed to carry. We're not supposed to carry the full weight of the world on our shoulders, especially our ministry and those things that are going on. Delegating is always a good thing. Finding great people in your ministry to handle it. Or if you have a team, if you have somebody on your staff that can better help you accomplish what you're doing, that's one way to stop carrying more than what you're supposed to. The next thing is we need to really kind of start, what does that look like to delegate more? That can look like volunteers. That can look like other staff members. It can look like just some rock star people who love doing what they do. You know, one of those things is like, for me, when early on in ministry, I found a lady, her name was Sharon, and she was an amazing cook. Like, she just loved hospitality. That was her thing. I gave that away to her. So any and every event that we ever had that involved food, I called Sharon. Hey, Sharon, this is what we're thinking about doing. And she would just make it happen. She would get the food. She would go to the store. She would cook it. She would clean it up. She loved it. That was what she loved doing. I wasn't busy doing that. She was. And so finding people around you that can kind of help carry that load. And the last thing is just take a breath. You're doing better than you think. Let's just, don't put the pressure, unfair expectations or unfair pressure on yourself to be busy. Do effective ministry. Do it with kindness and love and care and compassion. Seek the needs of those students around you. Seek the needs of the leaders that are in your ministry. Don't get too busy filling a calendar because you have to have a youth event every month that's fun and engaging. Don't feel like that you have to disciple every single student. So booking coffees and different, one-off events all throughout the week to where you go Sunday to Sunday and you feel like you never had time to breathe. you can pull back some of those things and still do effective ministry. So don't feel like that you're the only person. There are people around you. If you just open your eyes and look up, you can find the people around you that'll help you carry this load. So, busyness, it's a trap. And I think it's a way to mask, our worth. And so think about it. How busy are you? And what can you do to help relieve some of that busyness so that you can be in rest and continue this fresh calling that God's placed on your life? Hey, I'd love to talk with you more about this. If you want to schedule a one-on-one, I would love to do that. Just click on the button and we'll get that started. We could talk about, I actually have a couple of things. Like one of those is like the 5 P's of calendaring. I'd really like to kind of work through that with you. So feel free to, jump on, and I'd love to help you. Okay. You guys are amazing. Thanks for letting me kind of ramble and rant a little bit here. All right.